Today's topic is NTA UGC Net second paper Environmental Science. So here we'll discuss some questions. The first question is an inversion layer. An inversion layer extends from ground surface to a height of 200 meter. The temperature on the ground surface is 35 degrees centigrade. 35 degrees centigrade. If the environmental lapse rate is 4.0 degrees centigrade per kilometer, the temperature at the top of the layer is 35.8 degree centigrade. Water vapor in an urban atmosphere is found to exert a pressure of 6.0 MB at 27 degrees centigrade. The density of water vapor is how much? Here density of the water vapor is how much? So the answer is near about 4.34 into 10 to the power minus 3 kilogram per meter cube is the right answer. Here assertion and reasons are given. So stratosphere is a strongly layered structure. Stratosphere is neutrally stable. So here A is true but R is false. If the scale height for pressure in atmosphere is assumed to be 7 km, what will be the pressure at height of 21 km above the ground surface? So the right answer is near about 5 into 10 to the 3 Pascal. Which of the following types of motion contributes a vertical transport of latent and sensible heat in surface layer? The right answer is microscale turbulence. One more assertion and reason is given. The natural system are sustainable. The natural systems are reliant on sun's energy. So the right answer here is both A and R are correct, and R is the correct explanation of A is the right answer. Then one more assertion and reasons are given. Alpine timberline in the snow-clad mountains regions varies with the latitude. Temperature and moisture at higher latitudes are limiting factors. Both A and R are correct, and R is the correct explanation of A. A student prepared a calibration curve by measuring the absorbance of 5 standard solutions of a compound at 300 nanometer. A cuvette with a path length of 5 cm was used in the spectrophotometer. The slope of the curve was 300 liter per mole. The molarity absorbability of the compound is 60 liter per mole per centimeter is the right answer. Then one assertion and reason is given. The acid rain lower the fertility of the soil. The acid rain lowers the fertility of the soil. Hydrogen ion exchange the nutrient anions. So here the right answer is A true but R is false. A true but R is the false. This one is the right answer. Which of the following analytical technique can help elucidate an elemental fingerprint without the need to analyze the material destructivity? X-ray fluorescence spectrophotometry is used to do this. Next, in the two lists given below, so we have to match this list with this list. So the right answer is this one. A will be linked with first and B will be linked with third. C will be linked with fourth and D will be linked with first. Sorry, D will be linked with subsoil. Okay, so this is the right answer. Next question. pH of dust-free and unpolluted rainwater is 5.6 due to dissolution of carbon dioxide. pH of dust-free and unpolluted rainwater is 5.6 due to dissolution of carbon dioxide. Next, among the gases nitrogen, oxygen, sulfur dioxide, nitrous oxide, carbon dioxide, oxygen, the permanent atmospheric gases are nitrogen and oxygen. The most photostable species in atmosphere is stable species in troposphere is nitric oxide. Next, the major component of volcanic gas emission is water. The major component of volcanic gas emission is water. Next, which one of the following countries has maximum percent of world's total tropical forest? Which one of the following countries has maximum percent of the world's total tropical forest? That is Brazil. Next, the area of the water column at which light density is just sufficient for rate of photosynthesis to be equal to the rate of respiration is called compensation depth. Next, saprophytic components of the community are dominated by microorganisms. Saprophytic components of the communities are dominated by microorganisms. Next, If mean annual precipitation and mean annual temperatures are the lowest, then which type of major vegetation dominates? Tundra vegetation dominates. Next, which of the following plateaus is the third largest reservoir of ice in the world? Qinghai in Tibet Plateau. Next, assertion and reason is given. Thiamine depletion in oceanic water column is a driver for wildlife decline. Thiamine is required for cellular metabolism and its deficiency causes immunosuppression. So here A and R are correct, and R is the correct explanation of A is the right answer. Next, the profoundal zone of oligotrophic lakes is characterized by what? Low biomass. Low biomass. Next, sorghum is a C4 plant. Sorghum is a C4 plant. Next, high juvenile mortality is the characteristic features of high juvenile mortality is the characteristic features of R selected population. So next, transpiration rates in early successional plants are high. Okay, next, which of the following countries has the highest ecological footprint? So the right answer is China. China has the highest ecological footprint. Next, wildlife corridors facilitates what? Wildlife corridors facilitate what? Continuous exchange of organisms. It facilitates continuous exchange of organism. Next, a dwarf forest that occurs in regions with winter rain, summer drought, and is adapted to fire is chaparral forest. Next, assertion and reason is given. Edges in landscape generally have more generalist species. Edges have unique habitat. So both A and R are correct, and R is the correct explanation of A is the right answer. Next, if Arctic ice is replaced by forest, which of the following situation will arise? It will, if Arctic ice is replaced by forest, then it will accelerate global warming. Global warming will be accelerated. because Arctic ice is replaced by forest. Next, Klepto Parasitism refers to what? Klepto Parasitism refers to what? Stealing food from another predator's catch is called Klepto Parasitism. Next, so here lacustrine zone in reservoir is broad deep lake basin, is autochthonous or has P greater than R, has turbid water. We have to choose one answer. So the right answer is first, second and third. Is broad, is autochthonous, has P greater than R is the right answer. Next, based on the random assessment of 4 years, the mean net production and standard deviation for a grassland are 120 and 4 meters square per year respectively. The 90% confidence interval around this estimate of significant is this one is the right answer. Next, a predator runs to a distance from its hideout at a speed of 60 km per hour to hunt a prey and then drags the prey to the same hideouts to a speed of 30 km per hour. The average speed of the predator is 40 km per hour. Next, two groups of 5 vehicles each running on diesel and petrol respectively produce 6.4 kg and 5 kg emissions per day. Given the population standard deviation is 2.306, test whether emissions of diesel and petrol vehicles differ significantly. So the right answer is 1. This T calculated value is less than 2.306, thus emission do not differ significantly. Then two groups of 5 vehicles each running on diesel and petrol respectively. We have discussed this. Next, how many ways can 8 tigers in a cage can be fed with 3 small wild animals, 3 small goats and 3 small domestic fowls? So the right answer is 560 ways we can feed 8 tigers. Next, a tributary flowing at a rate of 4 meter cube per second converges into a river flowing at a rate of 8 meter cube per second. The concentration of a pollutant X at the upstream of the tributary before convergence was 12 milligram per liter and that of the river was 30 milligram per liter. If the pollutant X is completely mixed in the downstream, what would be its concentration? The right answer is 24 milligram per liter. Next, So here human ear is most sensitive to noise in the frequency range of 1 to 5 kilohertz. Next, the permissible noise level during daytime in silence zone in India represented by how much? It is 50 decibel. Next, we have to match these two lists. Here the pollutant side, pollutants are there, and here the effect. What are the effects they cause? So the right answer is this one is the right answer. So A is linked with sulfur dioxide. A is linked with bronchitis. B is linked with pulmonary injury. Carbon monoxide is linked with asphyxiant, and lead is linked with nerve and blood effects. So the next question is assertions and reasons are given. Chlorofluorocarbons are able to penetrate the stratosphere. Chlorofluorocarbons are highly unreactive. So the right answer is both A and R are correct. R is the correct explanation of A. Next, assertions and reasons are given. So in general, a rise in temperature of water adversely affects the aquatic life. An increase in temperature causes hypoxia among aquatic species. So the right answer is A is true, but R is false. Next, A is true, but R is false. The secondary pollutant in the troposphere is ozone, O3. So next, which of the following is not a precursor of classical smoke? Which of the following is not a precursor of classical smoke? There is sunlight. Sunlight is not the precursor of classical smoke. So next, we'll go for the next question. Among the chemical species, the pH of natural water is controlled mainly by whom? Mainly by all first, second and third. These three controls the pH of water. Next, the preferred form of nitrogen for uptake by most plants is nitrate. Preferred form of nitrogen for uptake by most of the plants is NO3 minus. Next, with regard to processing of organic matter by soil dwelling micro and microfauna, consider the following two statements. Phytophagous organisms consume living plant material. Sarcophagous organisms consume dead plant material. So the right answer is both A and B are true. So phytophagous organisms consume living plant materials. Sarcophagous organisms consume dead plant material. So next, The online monitoring technique for NOx is based on the chemiluminescence of which of the following molecules in excited state. So the right answer is nitrogen dioxide. Nitrogen dioxide. Next, the killing curve is a plot between the the concentration of carbon dioxide and the year of measurement. Next, we have to match these two column. So flow subsidence lateral movements, and this is the second column. So this is the right answer. So A will be linked with second, B will be linked with third, C will be linked with fourth, and D lateral movement will be linked with block. Next, exfoliation is a form of what? Exfoliation is a form of what?